Hey there guys, now we're going to have a look at how to square binomials using a shortcut method. But first I want to take you through the long tedious way of how I used to square binomials and then show you a nice shortcut that you can use. So first, when you are squaring brackets, it's important to remember that squaring implies multiplying something by itself. So you are multiplying x plus 3 with x plus 3. And it's important that you do it this way because a common misconception is that you can just square the x and square the 3 and that is it. But as you will see now, that's not the way to do it. So let's do it the long way first. X times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. And then 3 times x is also 3x. And lastly, 3 times 3 is 9. Okay. Now I'm going to add my like terms in the middle, and here we have 3x plus 3x, which is 6x. Okay, so if you now have a look at your answer, yes, we could have guessed that there was going to be an x squared and there was going to be a 9 because that comes from squaring the initial two terms in the bracket. But how do you end up with this middle term? I'm going to show you a way that you can go straight from that to this. But I'm going to give you a chance to figure it out. As we do this next one, see if you can figure out what the pattern is. So first I'm going to write this bracket out twice. X minus 4, x minus 4. Then I'm going to multiply x with x with negative 4 with x, and negative 4 with negative 4. Okay, we're going to add the terms in the middle. You get negative 8x plus 16. Do you notice something? Have a look again at this middle term and compare to the numbers and the terms that you see here in top. Do the same here with this 6. Have a look at that and see what you notice from the terms in the top bracket. The trick here is we're going to be squaring these terms. Okay, so we square the first term, x squared. We square the last term, positive 16. But what happens here in the middle, it's the product of x and 4, but doubled. Here it was the product of 3 and x, but doubled. Product means to multiply. So when I say product, I mean x times 4 or 3 times x. And when you double that, you end up with 6 and 8. Now I want you to practice what you've been taught and try it on these 4 examples. Use the shortcut method. Pause this video, attempt it on your own, and then when you're ready, just press play and continue with the video. So to recap, we're going to square each term. So I square the x, then I square the 7, which gives me 49. And then what happens in the middle? In the middle, I need to find the product and double it. So the product means 7 times x, and then I double that to give me negative 14x. Moving on to the second question. Here we have y plus 5 squared. Let's start with squaring the first term. So that is y squared. Then we square the second term. That's 25. Lastly, we want to multiply the terms and then double it. So y times 5, and I double that. That's 10y. Okay, let's continue. 2x squared. So you square the 2, you square the x. That is 4x squared. Negative 3 squared. That's positive 9. Now remember, I need to double the product. So what is the product? The product is 2x times 3, which is 6x. I need to double that to give me negative 12x. Cool. Last one. Here we have 4 minus 3y, and that's being squared. So we square the 4, we square the 3y, so it's 9y squared. Lastly, we're going to double the product. The product is 12y, double that is negative 24y. That's how you do it. Easy peasy.